Continue the will of the people. Chapter 8. Pedro sat deep in thought. So far, his plan had worked well. His eye wandered all over the many shelves of pots. He was not worried if the soldier searched his workshop. He had hidden the money well and burnt to the wooden chest in his kiln. Then, when the time was right, he would smuggle the money past the guards onto the city gates. But he still had work to do. He had been asked to make voting jars. But somehow he needed to make sure that the votes that were dropped into them would endure. Tecto was guilty. That way, Perseus was certain to fall from the power. But how could he sure that the vote went against Tecto? His eyes settled upon the crate of shattered pottery that had been broken at the harbor. Suddenly, he had it. His hand reached for a needle-sharp blade. He knew exactly what he was doing to do. Chapter 9. Despite the week-long search, the money was not found, and so the day the vote finally came. As the people gathered, Pedro arrived with 3 large clay jars. "They must be really heavy," said Wilf. "Look." With great difficulty, Pedro struggled to unload the jar from his cart. "Each of you knows what you have to do," shouted the old counselor. "Find yourself a piece of broken pottery, then scratch the word galley on it or not galley. If you think Tecto should be free, cast your vote into the wall of the chest. You have until sunset." Finally, dusk fell on Athens. The citizens had cast their vote, and the time had come to count them. Everyone gathered to hear the result of the vote. Flaming torches lit up the face of the counselor. As they called for the crowd, "We have the result. The citizens of the Athens find Tecto guilty. He must be banished. He has brought shame upon us all. He will be sent from the city and down at dawn. It is the will of the people." That night, everyone in Athens slept well. Justice had been done. Only Tecto remained awake in his prison cell, opening for a miracle. Chapter 10. Nina woke from a restless sleep. He could hear strange noise in still night air. Step, step. She knocked Wolf awake, and they crept down the hill toward the south. A slowly figure was tipping something down the well. Wolf took out his that trap, but Nina held his arm. Wait, she hissed. We have to be sure he may not be a pirate. Even totally, the figure finished his task and faded into the darkness. Quickly, get a torch. Wolf. Gird, Nina. We need to see what was thrown down there. With Wolf holding a flame torch above the wall, Nina climbed down. At the bottom, she stood, shin deep in the water. What can you see? Wolf wheezed. Loads of broken pottery. It looks like they are from the vault. Nina studied piece after the piece, but something was not right. Some of the pieces said Nagali, but most of them had chilling word Gali scratching on them. Quick, Wolf, pull me up, said Nina. I think I've worked it out. Kneeling in the street, Nina let out some bits of pottery he had brought up from the well. Look at the design on each piece, she said. Wolf looked closely. Broken image of Greek gods. Mythical herald and strange priest flickered by the light of his torch. I don't see, he mumbled. It looks like all the pieces come from pots made by the same potter. There are hundreds more like that down in the well. And I bet every single one was those has the word galley scratched on them, Nina explained. We'll fit some pieces together. Look, this bit even come from the very same pot, he said. How likely is it everyone in Athens all use pieces of pots that came from the same potter? And look at the word galley. Guilty, added Nina, is sand handwriting on all of them. Someone has able to all these pieces to make sure Tecto was found guilty. So the word was rigged. So Wolf, I bet it was the potter. It was that potter who was asked to make the vaulting jar. Remember when he brought the jars? He struggled to move them. I bet all these pieces are already in the jars. And I bet if we find them, we'll find the stolen money, said Nina. He opened her link. Tyler, quickly, can you find any record of potter who lived in Athens? Chapter 11. Pedro worked quickly, loading his pots on the cart. His plan was working. With Tecto banished and the money missing, the people would surely turn against Pericles. Athens would be the choice. All he had to do now was smuggle the money out of Athens. It smelled as he lifted another part on the wagon. The money hidden place was so cunning that getting past the guards on the city gates would be easy. Suddenly, Pedro sniffed the air. Sensing someone was near, From a dark street, two children appeared. Nina and Webb stopped in their tracks. They hadn't expected to come across the potter so easy. Something about the two children made Pedro sink, prickle, uncomfortably. His mind filled with the blackest of thoughts. It looked all he will to calm. Can I help you? He mumbled reluctantly. Muttered Wolf. He stepped closer. We've been sent by the counselors. They need to see you. No, not possible. I'm busy. I'm going to the market in Debes. Pedro lied. It's a long journey. I should be gone already. Nina could see a problem. If the potter was Varun, they couldn't zap him until they had found the money. Otherwise, it might be lost forever. He wondered if it might be hiding in the pot. Didn't it help loading the cart? He asked. Place yourself, muttered Bedros. Nina picked up a large pot. It was heavy, but empty. Odd. Nina began to worry. Maybe this pot wasn't the Varun's. Which of the counselors sent you? Pedro asked casually. Nina took a chance. More luck. Suddenly, by the lamp, Pedro dropped the pot he was holding. It's the sharding on a stony ground, stuck to the inside of the pot. In a thin layer and low clay was a dust of silver coins. The still stolen coins. The Varun in battle rose to the surface. His face twisted like a fat snake. In seconds, the golden light of the dawn sun had vanished in a choking black mist. The Baron lurched toward them, but Wolf was too quick. His Z-trap smoothed like an angry wasp through the darkness. In a flash of light and crackling sparks, the Baron was blashed. The Z-trap stepped sharp. Job gone. Done, smiled Wolf. As he picked it up, Nina smashed open one pot. Each one was lined with coins. It's a good job that Varens dropped the pot, or we might never found the money. I guess you could say it was puck luck. Smirked Wolf. The end. See you next time. You can see you next video, and you will know more about the time Chinese coast.